If you're someone that's struggling to get 100 grams of protein per day because you're trying to lose weight, listen to this. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome. My name is Chris and I'm an online fitness coach for women. And in today's video, we're going to talk about ways that you can get 100 grams of protein per day. Now, as I always say in my videos, I get straight into it because I want to give you ladies exactly what you need so you can start hitting your fitness goals. So getting right into it, let's talk about protein. Okay, so what is protein? Protein is basically amino acids, and protein is basically the building block and how we prepare muscle, right? So protein is basically how we build and repair muscle, right? Every time you work out, anytime any one of us works out, we create little micro tears within our muscles, which is a good thing, not like a tear where you would get hurt. We create micro tears within our muscle fibers that we get when we work out. And when we're done with our workouts and we have more protein and we get enough nutrition and sleep and everything, those micro tears repair and they repair stronger. Now, this is a process if someone is having an adequate amount of protein, because we need protein, or we need amino acids from protein to build muscle, right? So we have carbs, fats, and protein, right? And those are the three macronutrients that we have in all the foods that we eat. And protein plays a vital role within our bodies, right? We need muscle for longevity. Muscle is very important. You don't have to look like a bodybuilder, but you definitely need muscle, right? And amino acids is in protein, and we need protein. Now, when it comes to getting 100 grams of protein, right? You might be watching this video thinking 100 grams of protein, Chris, this is a lot. No, it's not. 100 grams of protein is 400 calories, right? And for most of us, we need at least 2,000 calories. So if you're at least getting 100 grams of protein, which equals to 400 calories, you still now have what? If you're getting 2,000 calories, you still now have 1,600 calories left that will come from either carbs and fats, right? So 100 grams of protein is not a lot. When people hear 100, they automatically think a lot. So when you think 100 grams, don't think a lot, because that's not a lot. Now, when you equate that into now 400 calories, that's not much, because you're getting way more calories from carbs and fats, right? If you have 1,600 calories left, think about that. You can break that 16 up into having partially carbs and partially fats, right? So protein is very, very important, and most people neglect it, and they become protein deficient because they're not having enough protein throughout the day. When it comes to protein, what you want to understand is that for every 1 gram of protein, there's 4 calories. So for every 1 gram of protein, there's 4 calories, right? And this is important because if you're someone that's trying to lose weight, you want to make sure you're focusing on two things: calories and protein, right? Once you focus on calories and protein, you are totally fine. You focus on calories and protein, you will burn all of this away, right? At least a lot of it. And then you'll build a lot of this. So we want to burn off all this body fat as much as we can, but we want to build as much protein. We want to build as much muscle from having protein as much as we can to be in a healthy place. Because once you have more of this, your body doesn't really like to have any of this. So that's a good thing. Now you're probably saying, Chris, how do I get 100 grams of protein per day? Perfect. Now, this is what you want to do, right? And this is something that is going to have to be like a detailed plan. If you're someone that's going to try to take the easy way out, it's not going to work. So make sure you have a detailed plan. When it comes to this, have a pen, have a paper out. I'm going to give you a list of proteins that you could go for. And then also, I'm going to tell you how you can increase that protein to where you can have 100 grams of protein per day, which is 400 calories. You've been watching my previous videos. I always tell you, make sure you're tracking your calories. When you track your calories, you know how much food volume you're having, and you know what foods you're having. So you know how much calories you're having, and then you know where those calories are coming from. If you don't know where the calories are coming from, that's not a good thing. You want to know if you're having 1,500, 1,800, 2,000 calories. You want to know how much calories you're having and where it's coming from. Is the majority coming from carbs, fats, protein? Because now you can play into understanding how you feel through the day and why you feel how you feel, right? If you're having more carbs, okay, fine. Now, how much protein are you having? How much fats are you having? If you're having more carbs, where are they coming from? If you're having protein, where are they coming from? This is your body. So you want to take this very, very seriously, because it's more than just losing weight. It's actually living a healthier lifestyle. So we want to look at how much protein we're having and where we're getting it from. So I know I'm going on a tangent here. So let me go right into it. When it comes to protein options, these are some of the top protein options that you can all go for. So first, we're going to start with eggs, right? You want to make sure you have eggs. Now, eggs typically have about 63 calories and 6 grams of protein. And when it comes to having eggs, it's obviously very, very easy to make, right? You put it on the stove. For me, I just boil it and I'm good to go. You don't have to make it such a difficult process. You can have 2 eggs in the morning time, 3 or 4. Me, I have about 4 eggs. You can have a little bit more. I know some people are kind of scared with the cholesterol, but that's not such a big deal. If you had some issues with that in the past, then fine. You go talk to your doctor and you go deal with that. But if you didn't have that in the past, then you're perfectly fine. Going back to it when it comes to eggs, right? You're gonna get about 63 calories and you're gonna get about 6 grams of protein. And some people like to think that eggs is bad because of the whole cholesterol, as I mentioned. Eggs is, when it comes to having eggs, that's one of the best way that you can go when it comes to getting more protein in, right? And how you wanna double up to get 100 grams is that you may not wanna just have 2 eggs. You might have 3, 4, 5. If you can have more, then go for it. Because when you add up the portions of the eggs, right? You now can bring up the calories more so you can bring up the protein, the grams of protein that you're having. Because now you can hit 100 grams when you have probably 4 or 5 or 6, right? You don't have to have 6, but if you like having eggs, then great, because you can now up the amount of grams of protein that you're having. So like I said, for me, as you see, this is a kind of already halfway done. I'm buying eggs all the time. This is how you're gonna get your protein up, because now, instead of finding so many different options of protein, you wouldn't find like your favorite 3, 4, or 5, and then just double, triple, or maybe even quadruple on the amount that you're having so that you can hit your 100 grams of protein. And next, another option of protein I like to have is tuna fish. Now, I'm very simple, y'all. Like, I'm very simple. I like to have my protein and go. I'm an online fitness coach. As you know, I coach women online who wants to lose weight, put on muscle, and I do a little bit of personal training, but mainly I'm an online fitness coach. So when I'm out and about and I am training for the few days that I go train, I want to make sure I have my protein, I have my food, and I'm good to go. So this is a can of tuna fish, obviously, and this has about 25 grams of protein. So I know I'm gonna get 25 grams of protein from this. I know if I have a second can, now that's 50 grams. Now I've already hit 25 in one, and if I have another one, that's already 50 grams. And you don't have to do it like this, but I'm just giving you some ideas. You have 1 can of this, that's 25, right? And the calorie count, I believe, is about 106, right? So I'm getting 106 calories. I'm getting about 25 grams of protein. So if I have 2, that's already 50. So I'm already halfway there. So if you do something like this, you're already halfway there to reaching your protein goals. And then if you add a few grams of protein from the eggs, you're a little bit higher too. So you're a little bit past the 50. Another option is chicken breast, right? So you go to the grocery store, right? We all do grocery shopping, and you go get a pack of chicken breast, right? And this, you're gonna get around basically 30 grams of protein here. So now let's say you had the 2 cans of tuna, right? That's 50 grams. And you get about 30 grams of protein here, right? So now you're like basically there, right? Because now that's 50, 30, so you're already at 80, and all you need is just 20 more grams of protein to hit that. And chicken breast is really good. If you guys are vegan, obviously this is not gonna work for you, but you wanna have chicken breast, and you can slice it in half and spread it out throughout the whole week. I'll have this, and this could last me like 4 days, because I could just cut it in half, and I can split it up. But if you really love having your chicken, this may not last you so many days. So I'm just giving you guys some options, you ladies, and for the guys that are watching this, some options as far as when it comes to having more protein. You want to have a plan dialed in. I showed you guys chicken breast, I showed you guys can of tuna, and I showed you guys eggs. So when it comes to that, you want to have a plan. And in my fridge, it's literally the same foods all the time. I repeat the same foods to keep myself in pretty good shape, because I know it works well with me. I'm not gonna be bloated or sluggish or tired. My stomach doesn't grow, my muscles grow. The point is to make your muscles grow and not your stomach. What works too sometimes is having a protein shake. Now this is obviously just about a water, but typically this is where I hold my protein shakes, and I'll have about 1 or 2 scoops. Now if you're going with optimum whey protein, you're gonna get about 20 to 25 grams of protein, which are gonna help you hit the 100 grams. Because you had the tuna, you had the chicken breast, let's say you had 2 cans of tuna, then you had the eggs, and then you had a protein shake that was like 20 to 25 grams. You're already hitting 100 grams of protein, which is already 400 calories. And let's say you're someone who likes to do protein bars, that's fine. Go do a protein bar. You can still probably get the same amount of grams of protein and calories from a protein bar that you would get from a protein shake. So now you're already hitting your protein throughout the day. And the reason why protein is so important is because yes, it helps build and repair muscle, but it's also gonna be helpful for weight loss, because protein is more satiating. when you're losing weight, you're dropping calories at some point. At some point, you have to drop calories. And when you're dropping calories, you're gonna become hungry. So you want something that's more satiating. You basically wanna have basically food that's gonna be more filling and doesn't have so many calories. Sometimes the foods that are more filling have more calories. And if it's junk food, you're just gonna crave it more and wanna eat more. It's not actually gonna be satiating. You're just gonna wanna crave more junk food. That's the thing about junk food. It never stops. You eat it and then you wanna eat it more and more and you wanna stop doing it. There you have it. This is how you get to 100 grams of protein. Now you don't have to use what I use here in the video. I use other food options as far as protein. You could do salmon, you could do steak, you could do ground beef, you could do Greek yogurt. You wanna make sure that it's a complete source of protein because some food options are complete proteins and some of them are incomplete. Mostly the incomplete ones are the veggie based, or the ones that are more vegetable based. So if you're a vegan, it's like a bit harder, but you could go for something like lentils, seitans, tofu. You can have the more protein options as far as that. Protein shakes definitely come in handy if you're a vegan, so you can still hit that, and you can still have protein bars as well. But it is a bit harder if you're vegan, but it's still possible. You just have less options because mainly animal-based foods are the highest in protein. So the highest protein-based foods are the animal-based foods. So if you're vegan, it's gonna be tough, but it's still possible. But you wanna make sure that if you are someone that's trying to lose weight, you wanna focus on calories and protein. A lot of people neglect protein and they have way too many carbs throughout the day. Not that they're having too much carbs, but they're not having enough protein. They hyper-focus on carbs and fats. And typically when we go out to eat, everything's gonna be basically high in carbs more than likely. There's only so many protein options that you could go for. So what you wanna do to hit that 100 grams of protein, make sure you find your 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 protein options and just double down on them. You have a second portion, a third or fourth portion, you will hit your 100 grams. You'll probably even hit more than your 100 grams. But once you have more protein, you're gonna be a whole lot better. The thing about having more protein is that, like I said, it's more satiating and it's gonna help build and repair the muscle. So when you go out and you're lifting weights at the gym, or maybe you're doing your home workouts, right? I just see I have my dumbbells here. These are just like a little warm up. I lift heavier weights, so don't think this is what I lift. And it just looks good for the background too. But when you go and you're lifting your weights at home, when you're going to the gym, when you're lifting those weights, you're making those micro tears. And when you're making those micro tears, you wanna make sure you're helping build and repair the muscle by having protein, which contains amino acids. So the story of today, have more protein. Before I let you all go, for my shameless plug, if you are a woman that is trying to lose weight and you feel stuck and you don't know what to do, you don't understand protein, you don't understand calories and macros and carbs, you don't know what foods to eat, you don't know what exercise to do, you feel like you're struggling and you're just tired of just having all this extra body fat and you wanna make a change in your life, click the link below, right? Fill out the application and it's gonna send me your information and I'm gonna look at that and I'm gonna see if you're a good fit. If you're watching this video and you're serious about losing weight, then you're probably already gonna be a good fit for the program because as I already said, I coach women who wanna lose weight and we have a very, very detailed plan. It's a very flexible eating style of dieting, so it's not like you have to eat these certain foods, but I do make sure that we put a lot of emphasis on protein and calories because you can kind of eat what you want. I always tell my clients, we're not doing junk food. Stay away from junk food, stay away from fast food, stay away from all the processed food, stay away from all the food that's gonna make your stomach grow, all the alcohol, we don't need it. But I understand people like to go out sometimes and they have alcohol, so I understand that. But we wanna stay away from all the junk food and we wanna have high quality food that's gonna make you look good and feel good. Because if you're feeling crappy throughout the day, you're probably eating junk food, okay? So we wanna have more, obviously, water. We're gonna stay away from the juice and the soda, all right? We're gonna stay away from the wine. We wanna have high quality food, but I get it. The weekend time comes, sometimes you wanna go out and be social, and that's just what comes with it. I have a lot of moms in my program, and sometimes they like to have wine, so I get it. But we wanna focus on high quality foods because it's gonna be better for our workouts when we perform, and it's gonna be better for us throughout the day when we're going about our daily activities, going to work, being active. We wanna feel good in our bodies, and we wanna put the right things in our food. I always talk about if you are, someone you have a car, you're gonna put gas in your car. You're not gonna fill up your car with anything else because it's not gonna run. You wanna give our bodies the right thing it needs to grow and look good and feel good. And if you're not doing that, you're gonna struggle with losing weight and you're gonna struggle with all day, everyday things. Some people don't even sleep well because they just eat the wrong type of foods. So we wanna focus on high quality food. So till next time, guys.